How's it going, guys? We
Hello.
are back with another day of the Druzhina Winter Tournament. We got a best of 3 of some recorded games. These are 1700 elo, give or take. Hannes versus Wilddbeast. And I'm here with my co-caster, Plantman. How's it going?
Hello. Hello, hello.
You guys are
Happy to be here.
probably familiar with him. He had a crazy game. I won't say exactly what happened, but against the Bison. That whole series was probably the most entertaining one. Definitely well played there. Well played.
Thank you, thank you.
So we'll dive right into these games today. It is the same maps it's been. It's going to be Ghost Lake, Alpine Lakes, and then Antarctica for the finale if we have a game 3. I haven't seen these games. I don't think... Have you seen these games, Plantman?
I haven't seen any of these games. I'm just in the first game, paused at 30 seconds, and I'm really excited to see what we have in store for us.
All right, perfect. So no spoilers. We don't know anything about what's gonna happen, and we'll just jump right into it. I want to look at the draft real briefly. So let's take a gander. See what they picked. Okay. So Wildebeest got second pick. This is interesting, actually. Just right off the gate. I know you can't see this, unless you have my stream open, Plantman.
Yeah. Yep. Let me take a look at that.
So far, we've seen like Britons, Hindustanis, Gurjaras picked, like first 3 picks, but I can see no Gurjaras anywhere. And Britons wasn't sniped, but Lithuanians were, and Hindustanis were sniped. Oh, you guys agreed to no Gurjaras. I like that. I like that a lot. So they each got a pretty good civ sniped. Lithuanians are up there too, so I like that. Based on the draft, both drafts look pretty good. Are you looking at the draft at all, Plantman?
Yep. I got your stream open in front of me.
Who do you think has the better draft of the two, if you had to say?
I would go with Wildebeest. I like his civs a little bit better for the opening maps. I'm not too sure how Italians and Sicilians fit in, but we'll see what Haynes
Yeah,
has in mind.
I think the Mongols, if I'm not mistaken, there's only good hunt on the final map, and there's a lot of deer. So that's probably for Antarctica. Could be wrong. The Britons will definitely see from Hannes on Ghost Lake.
Ghost Lake, yeah,
And
Britain's is a solid choice.
I think the Italians, unless he has like some dog. I mean, they could actually be
Oh,
good
they do
on.
get cheaper fishing ships,
Yeah,
right?
they could
For
actually be
the
good on Alpine Lake.
yep. Yeah, I forgot about the fishing ship bonus. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, and Wildebeest is saying he didn't snipe the Britons because he thinks he had a good pick against them. So maybe he had some counter, or we'll see something special here. I feel like even the who was that went plumes? That was your game. Yeah,
Yeah, the
I feel
bison.
like
Yep,
the Mayans were actually decent against the Britons even. But
that was a fun match.
yeah. And then other than that, I think we might see Japanese on no, I don't know. Actually. Sicilians, I could see them being kind of boomy on the final map. It's big. They can build TCs fast. Maybe that's what he was thinking there for, but I don't know. Let's just get into the games and we'll find out so we can stop speculating.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the first game that Ghost Lake sets a lot of momentum for the tone.
Right. Okay, we're gonna go right into this. I'm paused at 30. Are you paused at 30, Plantman?
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so out the gate, it's the Goths. Okay, he said he had a counter pick. I mean, I guess Goths kinda are a counter pick to Britons. I don't know if it'll work out here. But Wildebeest with the Goths in the north, playing as blue. And pretty open map on the front. Right away, his main gold's forward. stones forward, but I mean, he has a back gold, another back gold. And then in the orange, wait, it says Han Sereno. Okay, I guess we'll call him Han Sereno if I'm saying that right. He's in the orange playing the Britons. And he's got a forward gold. Pretty open map also with a nasty hill on it. With all the stone. The berries are kind of downhill. Whose map do you like more out of these two, Plantman?
Well, the maps are pretty close. A lot of this game is going to come down to who gets more of these sheep. The Britain bonus does rely on sheep, so if Hans can gather up enough of these middle sheep, that's going to be very good for him. Naturally, Wildebeest is trying to do the same.
Right.
It looks like Wildebeest has got more of the sheep so far and more of the middle scouted so far.
I think he intercepted some of his, Hans Sereno. But then again, Wildebeest is going to intercept them back.
Yep.
At least one of them, so they're tossing him back and forward. Hannes is his name. And am I saying that right? Is it Hannes? Hannes? I think it's Hannes, but maybe it's Hans.
This map's a fun little mini game with the sheep in the middle at the start. Well, it looks like they've cleared out most of them. There's still a couple at the top right and a couple at the bottom left.
Yeah, Wildebeest is saying maps where there's like a big feudal play to it, like Arabia, the Goths aren't good, but a big map like this, they can be great. So we'll see if that happens. I like the pick. It's definitely different, and it's also expecting a Britain opponent going with that pick. Alternative to AoE2.net is AoE2 Insights. If you know the player's actual Steam names, you could type them in and get the elo and stuff.
Just counting the remaining sheep. So it looks like we've got about 8 remaining at Orange's side and roughly an equal amount with blue, except there's still a couple out there on the map. Orange just picked up 2 more. And that should be the last of the sheep.
Yeah, I think Wildebeest did get the better end of it, but either way,
Little bit. It was close enough to where, yeah, it's not a huge discrepancy.
It's a lot of sheep for the Britain player, regardless, compared to like a normal map.
Yep, they should both be able to do their builds
he's
just
pulling
fine.
the boar, pushing the deer. Love it. Love to see that. Is Wildebeest pushing his deer? No, he's not. Oh, he's still trying to... Oh, never mind. I thought that was a boar on the right. That would be a really far boar. That's a wolf.
Yeah, wolves just hanging out in the wilderness for poor unsuspecting villagers. Ooh, okay. So you said it's Hannes? I want to make sure I'm...
Yeah, Hannes.
Hannes. Looks like Hannes Orange picked up the last couple sheep that were over on Wildebeest's side. Yeah, right before Blue would have got some.
And Wildebeest is now pushing his deer. Someone's asking if Wildebeest forgot about the boar lure bonus. It's very easy to kill boars early with the Goths. He said he didn't forget though. Oh, the deer turned around. I hate that, man. I didn't see if it was because he stopped pushing. It's almost like he's AFK for a second. Something's going on that took his focus.
He's getting some walls up on the left side.
Yeah. And he's got more damage on Hannes, so that's important, but Hannes is going to be up to feudal much quicker. I think he's doing kind of a FC. He's walling up, taking gold. No barracks.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Goth's plan is possibly to get up to those juicy Huskarls.
And I guess you could almost just wall to your TC, even like this wood line on the right. You don't have to just wall the whole front, but we'll see how he does it. Barracks is now coming up. Hannes is up, immediately dropping a range. So
Ooh, beautiful wall in there with the villager.
Oh, nice. We're gonna see archers.
Ooh, that was real close.
That
Orange
just in time.
Yeah.
It's pronounced fast without emphasis on the A.
Okay, so I'm
Hannes.
curious to see what orange is,
Hannes.
what Hans Marino's scout's gonna. Hannes, sorry.
Hannes. I think
Hannes is.
that's what he's telling me, Chad. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. I butcher names like crazy, so.
I'm sorry if I messed it up there, but Hannes is patrolling around inside Wildebeest's base. He is feudal, while Wildebeest is not, so he has a little bit of an opportunity to poke some villagers or do some distraction, while Wildebeest is still trying to get these last couple deer pushed in.
Yeah, and Hannes is kind of walling up behind it. He's actually got a nice little cozy base at home. Nice and cozy.
It's interesting how he put the buildings around his forward main gold.
Right. It could be good for now, but I think it could be problematic later. And it's kind of like he already had a wall with the houses and the barracks, and then it's like a secondary.
Right.
Like arena, kind of how you have a secondary
arena
wall. Like,
redundant layers.
it's an arena wall.
Well, you know, can never have too many walls.
Yeah, maybe that'll be good or bad later. I mean, it is the Goths. Might buy some time if he's dying, but I think if Goths get to that point where they can kill you, you don't really have much answers as the Britons. So I think the win condition here is winning before it gets to that point.
Yeah, I mean, Hannes is
I like this.
pushing feudal while Wildebeest is trying to go FC. Wildebeest is about to click up to castle, or looks like he just did. So it's going to come down to see how much Hannes can get done here with these archers.
The Britons do get fully upgraded champs, so I guess they can kind of fight Goths. I know Goths get cheaper, they spam them quick. It's not what you want to do, but he does have it up his sleeve if he needs it. Another layer of walls. And a tower.
I do like the positioning of the tower, the way Wildebeest used the houses to zone out the critical parts of his base. And then that tower really does prevent any frontal access and does kind of protect the gold on the right there if anything manages to slip in.
It is also, it can't be banged down by, I mean, there's not really melee units anyways. Minus a few. They can't stand it. Well, they can kind of stand under it. I kind of like the tower. It could have protected the right more even, but it's fine, I'm sure.
It covers two wood lines, the farms around the town center, the gold, and he's got more stone in the back of his base.
Yeah,
so that,
he's heavy on stone. He wants to get a castle out right away.
Yep. Yeah, if he can get some Huskarls out while Hannes is still in feudal, that will be massive.
Hannes is clicked up. Hannes has clicked up.
Okay.
I'm liking how he continues to like seal this out. Like they're gonna get through that, but then they're just gonna hit this stuff. But he's buying all the time he needs.
He's still getting that last deer push. Wildebeest is trying to push that last deer. Hannes' scout is running into the town center.
Yikes. Rip to the scout. I think he wanted to get a little bit more info. I need to not forget to turn off my Steam notifications. But it is what it is. I do it every time.
Looks like there's a couple unbuilt palisade chunks still chilling by that stone pile where the deer's being pushed.
What's this joke where everyone keeps calling me mom when they see that my stream's on? Magic did it, now Meisel. Hi, mom. Hi, son.
All right. Finally got that last deer. Very curious to see what
Two vills coming
Wildebeest pushes
forward.
in Castle Age.
Okay, forward siege. And the castle's going up right in the front. He can totally deny
Ooh.
this. This is a great find by
Oh my.
Hannes.
Oh, it's one
Wow.
villager. So far, just the one vill, but
And
that castle is going to be.
yeah, he can camp this.
Yeah,
Cause that's
I guess. What's Blue's plan here?
I don't know. He absolutely needs that because that's the Huskarls. Okay, his own siege.
It looks like he's going for a siege workshop.
So this siege versus siege is going to be pretty critical to deciding if this goes up or not. Maganel not coming out yet. He doesn't quite have the wood. I'm sure he will buy it now, hopefully. There it is.
One for Honest.
And it's a scorpion. Okay. I don't think he quite had the wood. He's going 2 scorpions. It's still good, but the Maganel kind of feast on those. He probably doesn't know that he has a siege workshop with Maganels. This is looking pretty good for Hannes. Wildebeest has the Vill
They both
lead.
have 7 range, so should still be able to push back those crossbows.
I need to get more moderators so someone could ban and that person putting ads in the chat in the future. Garrisoning everyone, is this to ungarrison to put the castle up? Oh no, it's yeah.
I had
This
to
is
catch up
Maganel.
my recording there. Somehow I got a minute behind.
Are you at? I'm at 2301, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that was a big Maganel shot. The castle goes up.
Yep, I'm caught up now.
Magic, I'll make you a deal. Once you beat me in a show match, you can be a mod.
Well, it looks like Blue has secured his base finally. This ram's going to be a little bit annoying on the houses on the right.
Oh yeah. He will have to react to that. He can get Huskarls out. How much? Still, without any armor techs, I'm pretty sure the archers kind of kicked their butt.
He's going to need a few of them
He
before he can
lost.
push back the crossbow
Wow,
mass.
I didn't even notice. That was 18 Vills that died. He's behind. He is Goths. Rip to the ram. Bullet. Almost broken.
Well, that looks like the end of the siege aggression for now.
Now,
We'll see what else Hannes has in store.
Hannes is starting to take stone too. So I think he's thinking about a castle of his own. Eventually. Yeah, it's pretty good farm eco too. I mean, it won't take too long to be ready to click imp. Obviously not at this moment, but he will. I think he's planning Imp, Castle, Trebs, kill.
Hannes is?
That's what I think he's kind of shooting for.
Well, let's check farm count. We got
The Huskarls are
25.
the Huskarls also still no armor.
Okay, so they're both on 25 farms exactly, and they're both on 2 town centers. We've got
Huskarls
63
cost
villagers for Hannes and 50 for Wildebeest.
Yeah, and Huskarls cost food, archers don't. So, I mean, he should definitely be to Imp first. He even has a decent amount of gold to buy up a little bit.
Oh, excuse me. Wildebeest did put up a 3rd town center over by his golden stone, so he's trying to catch up on that vill count.
Yeah. Wow, are these things actually decent without armor upgrades?
They're pretty good.
Wow.
They have 6 natural armor against crossbows. Crossbows only do 7 damage, so it's already reduced down to a minimum of 1.
I thought it would actually, like, I don't know.
Nope, no upgrades necessary. Vanilla Huskarls versus Castle Age crossbows, minimum doing 1 damage.
We're immediately seeing the switch to Man-at-Arms. So we're gonna see champions maybe. Longswords for now. I mean, he's got an eco lead. They're saying all you need is squires to kill. I didn't know that. I don't play Goths much, but that was pretty nasty. Especially when you're filling ahead, like Hannes, I'm sure kind of was. Supplies is coming in. He's got
That's quite a lot of
4
Huskarls.
barracks.
He's got a mangonel as well.
So right now he's not thinking Imp at all. He's thinking I need to make crap now, so this doesn't just come in and shred me.
What do you think the play is here?
For Hannes? Or
yes, for Hannes.
I kind of like what he's doing. I think if he would have prioritized Imp, he'd be super vulnerable right now. I think there's even a hole on that TC. So these can run right in. He might have already right-clicked in and saw the way he's kind of pathing. So he kind of knows there's a hole, I think. Maybe. We'll see. To be determined.
So he's got some long swordsmen, about to be long swordsmen, stacked up in one of these barracks.
Yeah, he's got 7 of them. And there's the hole immediately found. I think he knew it was there. He hasn't even attacked. That was smart.
Oh my goodness.
And he is eating the TC.
Wow.
Longswords are chasing the scout. I'm sure that's on accident.
Oh no.
And here comes his castle. He's protecting the main gold because that's pretty important.
Those long swords, they need to get over there fast. Yeah. Oh, they're chasing the scout again.
Wow, these Goths were a great pick. I think the longswords will shred those. There is a lot of numbers, but yeah, he's just going to pull back.
Fight under town centers against those long swordsmen. He will take the fight out of the town center range, though. Maybe not with the villagers helping.
I like how he's immediately putting this town center back. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Nobody knocks my town center down.
That was a beautiful bum rush there with those villagers sending the boys. Love to see it.
And they're saying this is the first time Wildebeest actually saw his base. Yeah. It was. And now here comes the counterplay. So I'm wondering what the Goth will now want to do here. I mean, he's got Imp. He could buy Imp right now. And he will. So Wildebeest is up to Imp. He caught the Huskarls out again. He's going to get some more pickoffs. He's slower, but I think he got 1, 2, 1. I think that was 2. Eco KD is now in favor of... Oh, no. He only got 1 villa out of that. Wow. Got a TC, though. Overall, KD is pretty good. I think it's because all those archers that died earlier, but it's pretty
amount of idle
even.
time, too. Anytime you force a bunch of town centers to garrison, even if you're not killing villagers, you're doing economic damage.
Right. The idle TC is pretty even by both. little bit more idle eco from Wildebeest. And he's got 2 sheep just chilling. I'm sure neither one really cares about sheep at this point in the game.
It's too late for that. The farms are more efficient once you get all the upgrades.
And more barracks coming forward. I think he feels he has to kill. And he's up to imp himself, so iron casting coming in. He's got the eco behind this. I'm not exactly sure what you do as Goths now. Do you just spam your own? I know they don't get what, the last armor?
I would think he's gonna want to go for a mix of infantry, maybe mix in some siege.
Yeah,
He does need to deal with this long swordsman attack on the top left.
Lapasha's saying your own champions, and I think that is like just get the tech that makes them quick out of barracks, try to outspam, they're cheaper.
Yeah, like a mix of infantry, usually just champions and Huskarls if there's no cavalry, and if you see cavalry, then you mix in the halbs as well.
I like that. I think if the devs of Age were watching this right now, they'd be thrilled because they've been trying to make infantry a thing. And we're seeing a full out infantry war, which is, not gonna lie, it's actually pretty awesome.
Goths always do bring the infantry into the games.
Yeah. Now, Goths have hand cannons. Britons don't, right? But I mean, they have archers. So maybe we'll see a mix of both. I don't know what would fare better.
Usually the Briton choice is to go champion.
Yeah, it might just, I mean, they don't really have the eco to just be like, yeah, I want to go all this stuff. It's a full infantry battle. Longsword coming in. I mean, two-handed sword coming in for Hannes. And the bills are pretty even. Military's pretty even. Gold value is dead even. 1.6, 1.7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for something to point out that there it's a dead even game. It's amazing how these two players have pulled the tension back and forth, and now they're both going into this late game infantry boom. So
right.
I'm very curious to see what these barracks. Hannes is setting up quite a few barracks on Blue's side of the map.
I like it. Get him in even closer. He's just full on aggression.
Yeah, if he can get all these barracks pumping, you know, that may put a lot of pressure on Wildebeest.
And he is outmassing him. It's 33 to 21, and these are the better unit. Oh, it's a decent mangonel shot, but
ooh. Beautiful mangonel hit.
I'm at 40, 41, 42, 43. Do we need to resync?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm gonna pause at 40 minutes exactly.
Okay, somehow I'm at 37 minutes. I don't know how
oh gosh,
trailing so far behind. I've been actually just watching your stream, but that's also about 30 seconds
that's
behind.
Like, oh, I could actually share it on Discord if you'd prefer that.
That may be better because it seems like we're
getting unsynced. Are you on Capture Age or are you in game?
I was just watching the recording in game, but I switched to watching your Twitch stream so that I could stay on the same page.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah, Discord will be live. We won't have any issues there.
Right. Usually it works, but it's like we discussed before this, sometimes it doesn't, and this is one of those times.
I think the game speed just kind of fluctuates how quickly it renders everything.
Yeah, do you want to try and sync your game, or do you just want to watch my stream?
I'm going to watch your stream. I think that's best.
Okay, then we'll just go.
Your stream is very clear for me on Discord, so this is perfect.
Awesome. So they're back at it. 2 melee armies. Look at that pop, though, from Hannes. 170. He's almost pop capped. Yeah. He's got great eco. I know the score says Wildebeest is in the lead, but I really like his position right. Although he is losing numbers. I guess they're just
getting
not
a little bit split up over here. We'll see how many of
kills back. He was a little split up, so Wildebeest jumped him. I like that. That was a good play.
Yep, but on the top left here, by where that castle's being built, there are
holes or
swordsmen killing those villagers. I don't know if that castle's going to go up. Is that castle going up?
I think it is.
I
He's
guess
gonna put his own
the
castle.
swordsman got pulled back. I think
Now,
if those swordsmen had kept killing those villagers, that might have stopped that castle. But
gold is becoming a
uh,
big issue though, because this is gonna kick him off this gold. I love the castle by Hannes. The two-handed swords are coming in. All he has is this little pile left, and he is running out. So if he doesn't do something big soon, this is looking really good for Hannes.
yeah, the flood is, you can just see it on the mini map. There's an endless
And the
stream of units
trebs.
coming across the frozen lake along with these barracks up front.
Right, trebs are coming forward. And it's 8. So he has his own two-hand swords now, the Goth player.
Yep.
But I mean,
Wildebeest just upgraded
this,
fletching for his castles. He realized his castles are getting ranged by Hannes'
yeah.
castle.
Now it really is only that one gold pile, huh? I don't, unless I'm missing something. Oh, he's got a little bit over here. Okay, so he's not out of gold.
Not much worth writing home about.
Reason HC not seen as much is because you can't mass till imp.
Ooh, okay. Wildebeest did manage to crank out 4 trebuchets.
Oh, and
that,
I didn't even notice he was doing that. That's huge.
he took down the forward castle. He should be able to easily take out any other castles nearby. He's got 3 of his own.
Yeah, he has so many castles he can make trebs way faster. He can treb down the treb now quite easily.
Even the Britain trebs can't keep up when they're that outnumbered.
Can someone in chat find Hannes is Elo? If someone wants to go on insights, I would like to know. I know Wildebeest is for sure about 1700, and he has champions now. Oh, they
Well,
both
the trebs
they
keep
both got
going
champions.
down, but the champion fight is insane. Orange has way bigger numbers at this point.
Diving? I think he's just going for the dive, full send.
He's going for the castle. Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't think he's going for the castle. I think he wants to get into the eco. I like it. Just get in there and do work. Both
Delete some town centers.
Both of these players look really good, though. Not gonna lie, this is great.
I'm having a lot of fun watching this match. This has been epic.
Pulls them off the farms. There's a secondary battle going on over here. This is a great play by Hannes.
Oh my goodness, look at these champions.
Mass evacuation to the right. They're like, screw this base.
I mean, the big thing here is that even if they're trading blows evenly, the battle is happening in Wildebeest's space.
Right.
So that's a huge win for Hannes, the fact that he's keeping the fight on this side of the map.
And because it's in the base, the idle eco is skyrocketing 2 hours, 30 minutes to just 27 minutes of Hannes's. The Turfox says Hannes is more of a team game player. Well, he's a solid player.
Interestingly enough, Wildebeest does have the score lead despite running his eco around. He's
I think he's had it the whole time, and he is starting to get a mass together more concentrated. Where is his are trickling across because he still has more champions than him. 47 to 28.
I think this might be the turning point here. This is Wildebeest has finally got a pretty solid mass of the Skarls he can oppose.
Yeah, he still has the trebs too, so he could kill another castle.
Yeah, he still doesn't have quite as many champions.
Oh, he might.
But he's got the 3 castles to lean against, so I don't know if Hannes is going to be able to continue to push here. He's going to need to add something else.
Now, there's some very important gold on the right of Hannes's base. He does not know it's there. And this main gold, I mean, I feel like Hannes has spent through a lot of gold. He's almost out of his main. He's still got some in the back. I'd like to see some relics picked up by either player.
Is there another gold pile on the left side of the map? Because I see there's one on the right.
You know, this map can put them all on one side. It doesn't do it evenly. We saw that in Dev and Cheap's game.
So the last remaining gold pile is over on the right corner, a little bit closer to Hannes' base.
Yeah, Lapash says. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think Wildebeest is gonna be able to easily reach to the bottom right corner there. So he's limited to the big gold pile that's out in front of his base.
Yeah, this one's super important that he just kicked Wildebeest off of. I'm sure he'll start mining it on his own. He's actually attacking the castle with champs, and it is dying quite fast.
Now, something to note is Hannes has already consumed his
But he's falling
entire
behind on
main forward
numbers.
gold. The main forward gold at Hannes' base is extinguished, but the
Yes.
forward gold, despite being in a dangerous position, there is still all of that gold available in front of Wildebeest's base. So if he can secure the front of his base, he'll have an economic advantage there with that easy gold pile.
Right. That's his lifeline. If he can somehow secure that. Now he just chewed down a castle with nothing but champs. He lost a little bit, but he always has more numbers. Wildebeest always has a score lead, but it just seems like Hannes always has more vills and more military. So the score is being a bit deceiving here. I don't know what's making it seem so much higher.
Well, Hannes definitely has more map control. There's no doubt about it. He's got the left side, he's got the right side, he's got the bottom side. Wildebeest has been trapped in the back of his base, desperately trying to reach out and fight for territory. So, it's an interesting tension between map control and strength.
Right, and now they're prioritizing this gold over here. They know the importance of it. I don't think anyone knows the other piles over there. Nope. Neither player has a clue. They're like, dude, this gold's really important.
I mean, I'm curious to see when Wildebeest is going to start trying to take his forward main gold. Right now, it's still very exposed, but there's going to come a point where he's going to decide it's time to start nibbling at that too.
And he's sending another force forward into the eco while securing his own castle. I think he's going to dive that castle too. Well, no. Those are vills. I thought they were more champions, but maybe he will anyways.
Oh man, is this town center going to go down?
I think it definitely is. No murder holes, so those champs can whack away at that.
Okay. That's one more town center down.
It's funny how, like, he said, screw the trubs. I'll just beat everything
I mean, he
down.
doesn't really need trebs, you know. Wildebeest has already spent his stone on these 3 castles in the main base, and he's trying to expand out down to the bottom right. There's not a lot of protection out there, so these champions are free to just walk in and devour town centers. And
Hannes, yeah, well played. Hannes always is like right back. He's checking this gold again right when Wildebeest went to it.
That's a tough gold, man. That gold, he never really worked on that main forward gold because there was a steady stream of champions just walking past it. Those forward proxy barracks really paid dividends. That forward
left.
production setup, yeah, that was something that Wildebeest never cleared the entire game, and Hannes just had full map control.
Right, that was a crazy game. Never seen a just full-on champ slugfest. And Lepash says, to beat the Goths, you have to become the Goths. Yeah, we just seen that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because they're sort of a counter to the Britons because the Archer play, but then the Britons are like, hey, we got fully upgraded champs, let's go. We can do what you can do.
The momentum there was huge.
Yeah, the score finally flipped at the end by 3 points. So that was interesting. It just seems like he was ahead on everything, but the score, I don't know, let's see the kills.
Yeah, it might have just been a KD thing, or could be the 3 castles.
Yeah.
Those castles are high value.
Could be the castles. But that was very impressive by Hannes. I think they both played it well though. They were doing so many similar things and kind of dead even in a lot of parts of that game.
It was back and forth. I mean, they each had their power spikes. They took advantage of them. I think what really secured the game for Hannes was just getting that forward base up, because he was able to reinforce continuously.
Yeah, and denying that initial castle, losing the archers and just immediately going, okay, longswords, let's go. And he only lost 1 vill on that raid. He lost a TC. But I mean, Britain TC, they're not even that expensive. It's kind of like a lumber camp. Minus the stone. But very well played. I'm going to switch to the Civ draft just for a sec. We have a loss for the Goths. And a win for the Britons. So Hannes takes game one. This looks like a great set, honestly. If that's a preview of what it's going to be like, can't wait to see game two and hopefully game three.
Yeah, our next map coming up is Alpine Lakes, right?
Yes, Alpine Lakes.
And that's
And I'll just
that's the
continue.
one.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that's got the large fish piles available right by your town center.
Yep. Large fish. You accidentally milled this on yours. I think that was probably just lack of not knowing the map. You milled your berries, I mean.
Yeah, that was actually my first time looking at that map. I'd only practiced on Ghost Lake. I didn't really look at the other two maps.
Yeah, we were watching like, oh gosh, no, don't do it, don't. And then you eventually got it on the pond, but it was just definitely didn't help your
Well, these
situation.
guys we're about to see are much, much higher elo than I am, so I'm very excited to see what they do with these maps. What civs do you think they will choose?
Okay, so I'm into the game right
I
now,
guess
so I can already
okay.
tell. Um,
Yep.
looks like it's
Yep.
Japanese
There's
and
the
Italians.
Italians. That's what I was thinking with the. He's probably going to go for a dock then. He's going to want to dock his
I think
fish.
it could be they also have the cheaper uptime. So I really like both these civs here. The cheaper uptime from the Italians. They do have the cheaper fish if he wants to do the dock play.
I
And
guess the Japanese also have
the
improved fishing ships. They're faster. They work faster. The Italians build cheaper. So both of them have an opportunity to use docks to their advantage.
right, and then the cheaper like lumber mills. We could possibly see a okay, never mind. I was gonna say he could go heavy food for a quicker uptime if he wanted to with the cheaper lumber camp and mill. But looks like it's pretty standard. Although did he do? Never mind. Yeah, 6 on food. And Hannes is going forward right away. There's only one boar on this map. So, I mean, if you get a lame, that's pretty huge. He may be going for the lame. Doesn't know exactly where he is. I think if he sees that, he's taking it. And I think if
He might not. He might
might
unless
just want
he does a hard left here. Yeah, he looks like he's gonna take a
yeah.
while to find it.
And Wildebeest is gonna see that scout and he'll probably take his boar right away. That's why I risk it.
All right, so it looks like they are docking, or at least Wildebeest is definitely throwing down a dock. Oh, and Hannes is gonna mill his fish.
Now, I know the lumber camps and stuff like that are cheaper, but yeah, the docks are not. Never
The,
mind. That would be pretty rigged if they were half off. That would be broken.
the fishing ships do work faster though, slightly. So it is a bit of a boon to have the deep fish right there.
From what I've seen in this situation, when you dock, you almost get forced into like walls and towers. Now, that might not be what happens here, but I've seen several dock games where the dock player, you can't really, you're going to be up late, you can't catch up on military, you kind of have to wall and tower. Maybe
Right.
even.
It is a more boomy strategy, so
Mm-hmm.
he will be playing defensive until his economic advantage fully kicks in.
Right. And Italians have the cheaper uptime, or yeah, they have it cheaper. The click up, not uptime, but. Idle TC 0-0 each. Like to see that. Here comes out the boats. One fishing boat so far. I think the Mongols are probably saved for the next map. Adel says he doesn't get why people favor Italians here. Like,
We did have a little bit of a population cap on Wildebeest. Always tricky when you're adding a dock to the builds to
I
have enough houses for the villagers and the fishing ships.
and I think I'd even like Malay more than Italians here. Just seems better on this map in particular.
Yeah, I'm curious that Hannes didn't bother to dock or anything. I would have been interested to see them both go for the fishing ships since they both get fishing bonuses, but we'll see. We'll see which boom plays out better.
Yeah, I think
It's just kind of ironic to me because the Japanese get the cheaper mill, but the Italians went for the mill.
is he going scouts? I don't see anybody on gold. Trying to figure out what Hannes is actually going here. I think it's scouts. And those Japanese boats, they barely even get hurt. They're so tanky. I think that thing just got poked twice by the scout and it's barely got a scratch on it.
Extra armor and double the hit points.
Oh, archery range, okay. So, maybe it's... I don't know. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. It just seems like it's a little late to gold. But it might be a build that I just don't have any clue about.
Looks like we've got some militia crossing the map for Wildebeest. He's going to go and poke around here, see what he can get done. He is just sending the one militia, so he's not looking to really get a whole lot of damage done, more just get some scouting information and maybe cause some idle time.
Meanwhile, the range is up. Okay, there's an archer. Is this just like a one archer?
I think they're both just
there's
going
the gold
for
mine.
some very middle of the road conservative defensive builds so they can take advantage of the high resources around them. They want to get those as quickly as possible.
I just think it kind of benefits the player that docked.
I do like Wildebeest's position here better. The dock does give you a huge economic advantage since you're building additional economic workers out of another building besides the town center in Dark Age. Normally you have to wait until Castle Age to be able to build more than one worker at a time, but if you dock, you now have multiple workers coming out at the same time. So those will definitely have a chance to pay off by the time any aggression begins. So Wildebeest should have some extra resources in the bank from those fishing ships.
Yeah, now the farms have to go down. I don't know. I kind of like if you're gonna not dock to be aggressive and feudal.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve, but I just feel like.
Well, we'll see. He does Italians.
Wildebeest...
He might be going for a fast castle and put on some castle pressure since he can get up to castle a little bit cheaper.
That's possible. Maybe go right into crossbows really early. He's walling up. Marchers of Wildebeest. But it's almost like Wildebeest has the better boom and more military. And I think he's actually going to beat a castle first. So everything...
Yeah, he only made 4 fishing ships. It looks like that was a very good number for the amount of fish in the pond, and he'll probably make fish traps with those 4.
I think we'll see them
pond is
soon.
up.
He's getting his blacksmith so he can click. And then we'll probably see fishing traps on his way up.
And he's got it timed perfectly so he can get his buildings and get everything.
Get in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he's going to get done with just those 3 archers, but we'll see.
I don't know what you mean by check how many extra resources he has. We have the resources at the top.
How many gathered? So if you look at the stats page,
gathered.
It'll tell you.
Okay, I don't know if that's a Capture Age Pro feature. I think it is.
You could check in the game replay. I can check that.
I don't know if you have your game running or not, but
Yep, I do. I'm at
oh,
15 minutes. Let's see what we have at 15 minutes on the stats. Total food collected is 2880 to 2580, so 300 more food. Total wood
300
is
more
roughly the
for
same.
who? 300 more for who?
For
Wildebeest?
Wildebeest,
Okay.
really, the guy with the fishing ships.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He's also got a couple hundred more gold collected. So overall, every economy score, Wildebeest does have a bit of a lead. Total res was about 400 more at the
Okay.
15-minute mark.
Plant Man coming through with the extra stats. Thank you for that. But yeah, everything just looks better for Wildebeest because I mean he's not even up still. This is going to be kind of nasty. I think this could snowball actually, even though that's just little things.
I mean, 400, 500 res, that's huge. You know, that's more than any Civ Eco bonus will ever be. So it's
And what do Italians take to hit Castle? It's not 800, but I think he's waiting for 800.
680 and 170.
I think he actually waited for 800 and realized last second, wait, I can
Yep.
click. I'm Italians.
We've all done that.
Yep, that's a very common mistake as Italians.
Well, you know, you have this mental clock staring at your res just from playing this game so much.
Yeah, you almost need a
and it's different
post-it
for one
note
Civ.
when you play them. Put it on your monitor, like feudal age this much, castle age this much, imp this much, just to be a reminder. Because I don't know the values. I know it was less than 800 food, but I don't know off the top of my head. You said it was what, 635?
It's 680 and 170.
680 and 170.
Yep. And I don't remember I think the feudal one's like 425, and I don't know. The main one I always remember is the castle one.
Is it 15%?
Something like that.
So
yeah.
amp would be 850 food then.
Yep, yep.
That one's easy because that's 1,000.
Right, right. Yeah, I just remember the 680 and 170 from playing Italian so much on Arena.
So he's got Bodkin. Crossbow's so expensive nowadays. We won't have that yet. This isn't terrible for, well, he's not microing though. And Wildebeest is just punishing that. He barely got hit. Now he's microing. Oh, maybe something was going on. No.
It is skirmishers versus archers though, so even with bad micro, he's taking okay trades.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing about skirmishers, is they're not very APM intensive. You can just attack, move them towards the enemy archers, and then, you know, you're free to macro while the other guy has to do a bunch of micro. So, you know, even if you're not taking good trades, there is an element of APM lock that you might be causing some damage to the opponent just by forcing him to do something that he doesn't want to have to work on.
That's true. Because macro is definitely important, and some players are much better at it and win games with it.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many games I've lost that I've perfectly microed down all the guys' skirmishers with my archers and then realized I'm floating 800 wood.
Yeah, I mean, even that game one for you, I think you played so well with the micro side of it, but the macro behind it, it was okay. You had some clown economy with the gold, but it just shows that if you don't have good macro behind what you're doing, it can definitely hurt you.
Well, Wildebeest is here now, putting on the pressure with his crossbows. He's denying this town center. That's pretty annoying for Hannes.
Yes, very annoying. And it's a stone. If he was thinking castle, I don't think he was at this moment. He has so much res right now, Hannes. It's like imp. Not that he would do anything with it. Like imp would get him nothing right now, but that's like Italian imp type of res. Let's put on.
Hannes needs to start getting some military out here because Wildebeest is putting on the heat with these crossbows. He's got another pack on the left here denying the lumber camp.
He's getting leather. He's getting the next armor. Will we see skirm? He's gonna kill these skirms and be annoying again to these vills. Or he's just gonna dodge them. Be annoying to the wood line.
pretty rough for Hannes. He's already a little bit behind from the dock situation, and he's trying to deflect these crossbows with skirmishers.
Yeah, and
But the crossbows can be quite dodgy. They can split up into different groups, run the skirmishers around in circles while picking off vills here and there. If the skirms are ever outnumbered, the crossbows can pick them off easily. Look, this pack here is enough to kill
TC will go up
villagers and skirms.
barely.
Yeah, that was pretty huge that he managed to get that
I
up in
think
time.
I heard recently, I am not like a big skirm player. I'm learning how to use them. I think someone told me it might have been cheap. It's more important to prioritize skirm upgrade than like the second armor. So I think it makes a much bigger difference. Maybe you need both, but I know the skirmisher upgrade is huge, and here it comes.
Yeah, he is getting it, the elite skirms, and he also dropped the siege workshop, so it looks like he's going to be going for skirms and mangonels to try to keep these crossbows at bay.
And Wildebeest has his own siege workshop. I mean, the mangonels should eat the skirms. But I mean, they can also eat the archers of Wildebeest. Kind of another similar game.
Yeah.
The Vil counts.
Well, Hannes did take the first game, so you know there's. I do still have hope for him, but Wildebeest is coming in with a massive pack of crossbows. That's gonna be
scary.
Putting on some heat.
That will not fear these skirms.
Yeah, the skirms are not nearly enough to deal with that crossbow mass.
They don't have second armor either.
I'm pretty sure that's enough crossbows to one-shot a skirmisher, no problem.
Right. They could just drop all of those. No ballistics for either one of them yet. You just drop a
ballistics would be quite helpful here.
Or I mean a university, no.
It's expensive upgrade though. It's 500 wood.
So Wildebeest
not something you can easily afford.
Wildebeest is pivoting a little. Oh no, he's just chilling. I like this point of attack because it totally gets him off his gold. And he doesn't see that there's a mangonel yet. Let's see his reaction.
There is one. Here comes the mangonel fight. Is he gonna get the shot? He gets it! Oh!
That was nice. And yeah, he might not even be looking because those archers were still following. It's kind of auto-attacking. Now he's looking.
Yeah, that's pretty huge because the siege workshop for Wildebeest is, well, he's got 2 more mangoes here already. Oh man.
Yeah, they both do. I feel like the first mango on defense can be super sneaky because they don't know you have it yet. Now he's gonna be a lot more tentative of his mangonels.
Yeah. Hannes is repairing his weak mangonel. That's very important.
And that's a lot of skirms. These mangonels are gonna be crucial in what happens here. Oh, that was really good for Hannes. Wow.
Yeah. Baited the bottom mangonel with his skirmisher pack, did a perfect split to dodge the shot, meanwhile pounced on Wildebeest mangonels with his own mangonels.
I like these players.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to have whatever happens here, like in the future, I could see these guys doing a best of 5 or whatever, and it'd be super entertaining.
Yeah, this game's looking like it's getting fired up. I'm actually excited Wildebeest had a little bit of that early lead because this is turning into a pretty awesome game.
Yeah, this hill is kind of nasty for Hannes because he can't really push up it very well.
It's going to be a bit of a no man's land for both players since crossing it requires pushing up into that town center and siege workshops, so there's no easy way to get up to the top of the hill without going into buildings. And then naturally you don't want to sit at the bottom of the hill, so he's going to wait all the way on the other side. Or I keep calling it a hill, it's a
valley? Ravine? Yeah, ravine. Hills and valleys. But what's his face? Wildebeest is up to Imp. Hannes could kind of buy it. He's getting pretty close himself. We're seeing all the upgrades. Thumb ring. We're going to see Arb and all that good stuff. It's going to be a power spike here. He's gonna have a few minutes of being ahead. And there's Imp. It's not a long power spike, but it's about a minute and a half. Do whatever he wants.
Oh, these fishing chips are
Those are so tough. He just killed the
the
fish traps. I like that.
Yeah, apparently the traps go down to skirmishers no problem.
Yeah. Let's see if there's an attack round to the right or oh gosh.
Oh man, 2 mangonels. That's gonna be hard to
This
dodge.
is great micro.
Incredible
Until that
micro.
hit, but still it's oof. Okay, I think I just jinxed him.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. He's still got the 2 mangonels.
I think he can lead this over. He can get another hit.
He only lost. What did he lose? 1 or 2 skirmishers?
Oh gosh.
So far,
Now the hits.
Okay, there was a few more. I think that I still like that trade for Hannes. He killed 3 mangonels and only lost 4 skirmishers. I mean,
Did he only lose 4? That's
well.
I mean,
I
they're
guess
weak.
The rest of them are. The rest of his skirms are all about to die. But he
it
could
was
heal 'em if he
impressive.
wanted.
It was some good and some bad, I would say.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
these skirms are weaker, but you know,
they're
a lot of the
toast.
times in these skirmisher fights, when the archers are shooting, they're kind of just
Hitting
overkilling, one-shotting
Yeah.
anyway. So like, does it matter if it has 10 or 20 hit points?
Oh, that's a good hit. Right before Bracer. Doesn't have the gold for Arb yet. This hill is really benefit. Oh, that was a nice hit.
Oh my!
Another one.
Oh my!
Okay,
oh,
the mangonel
God.
shots are
The
really
value.
on now. It's like
The
Wildebeest is
value.
feeling it. He's
Both of them
feeling
are
it.
just getting insane mangonel hits.
Yeah.
This is the mangonels are the MVPs of this match.
I feel like against opponents, you kind of have to warm up like to how they move and stagger too, and you can tell Wildebeest, he's feeling it now. The dodges are not like they were at the beginning.
Everyone's mangonel micro is slightly different.
Right. Posh says this is not the time for Cav switch, and we see Cav from the Italian. I think he's worried about the mangonels maybe. So he wants Skirm for the archers, Cav for the mangonel. It had a chance to bang on that.
It's a little bit easier for small packs of crossbows to fight a mangonel than small packs of skirms.
Yeah, he doesn't see the castle. Okay, now he does.
Now that the numbers have both been neutralized, it's much harder for Hannes to get his skirm count back up.
Right, well, these archers are just having a good old time. Unless the mangonel hits him in the face, which it will not. Much easier to shoot him down with the bracer tech in.
Oh yeah, now that he's got bracer, those mangonels are pretty much obsolete.
And just like last game, he has more castles again. He can make more trubs. He can make them quicker. He will probably have the advantage on this trub war. Well, no, not probably. He does have the advantage.
I mean, if he's got the resources, he can even get
Hannes is gonna he's gonna be kicked off that gold because these archers can actually move forward and be really annoying. But he sees kills, so he's moving left. I know he wants to move to that gold, but he sees these kills. He's like, nope.
That's a tech
I know,
love to see.
I need to turn them off. Noob caster.
I don't know if we'll see it. It's an expensive tech, Catapurto is, but I always love to see it. That's the Japanese tech? Unique tech.
Is it the fast packing trebs?
Yeah, it makes the trebs pack and unpack 4 times faster, so they can reposition, you know, much more shifty.
Right. And Lapash is asking why no BBC or Onager. I mean, I kind of like that too with these army comps.
Yeah, Italians should definitely be going for bombard cannons. They do get cheaper bombard cannons. All of their gunpowder units are cheaper, I believe, right?
Yeah, there is some gold on the right he can take. There's some gold in the north. He's going to be kicked off this gold. I think Wildebeest is kind of just getting his techs. He's massing up. Now he's getting the numbers together. He's getting the troops rallied for the kill. And Arb is just so expensive nowadays. You never used to see like
I know it's
Arb for this long.
Button to click. Wow, Wildebeest taking game 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. We got a game 3 with these two
Right?
players. This is great.
Game
These guys
3.
are wonderful.
Two very close games to the end. This might have even been a slightly early GG, but I mean, what's he gonna do to really slow down what Wildebeest is doing here? So
I think it's fair.
it
The
was
pivotal point
probably
was
over. I'm not
the
one to
pivotal
talk.
point was the mangonel fights, man. There was so much of that game came down to those mangonel fights, and there was a point where both of them just took massive hits and lost their armies. So
Right when I complimented how well Hannes was
I know
doing,
you jinxed
boom,
him.
boom,
The caster jinx.
boom. Like, oh gosh, what did I do? I'm sorry, Hannes. But game 3, so sorry, not sorry. I think everybody always likes to see game 3, and we get to see this frickin' map, Antarctica. I think I've seen Magic play it, and that's it. I haven't even played it. Like, I'm hoping I lose 2-0 or win 2-0 and just don't play this map. But we shall see. Let's tab out. I'm going to fix my Steam notifications. So we'll go back to just chatting for a second. Can't believe I always forget to do this.
Yeah, and I've just been following along on your capture age, but I've got the game running in the background. So if I need to go back and double check something, usually my client's running a minute or so behind anyway, so I can just fast forward and find whatever we need to find.
Yeah, Wildebeest is saying jinxed him 4 days in the past. Hey, maybe there's future jinxes that go back in time and whoops, manifested it from the future. I'm sorry, Hannes. Maybe that's the thing.
Time is an illusion.
Yeah. Who do you guys want to see win game 3? One thing, side note, for those that know Sammy or Samir or whatever you want to call him, I've heard Wildebeest actually wants to face Sammy in the brackets. So if he wins this, he's gunning for Samir. Samir still has to play his match to get there, but that's just some side drama that might happen. Let's just say. And Wildebeest, yeah, we all know you want Hannes to win, so there's no surprise there. Let's get into game number 3. Actually, let's take a look at the Civ draft real quick. See what's left. I'm gonna drag it over to where you can see the screen that's sharing. So we had Japanese with the W, Italians with the loss. We have Mongols and Tatars. I think it's definitely Mongols for Wildebeest because there's so much hunt on this map. I think it's going to be Sicilians from Hannes. Kind of a boomy map. Now if he's on the left, a little bit harder to do that. But that's my guess. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the final civs.
Yeah, I think Sicilians is a safe choice. I don't really I don't know the map too well. It's hard to imagine how Burgundians' eco bonuses are going to fit into the available resources on the map. Burgundians do have the ability to get their eco techs earlier, so they can definitely strip mine. But if there's not a lot of resources to mine nearby, then that may not be as valuable as just being able to expand further with multiple town centers, having the extra 100 stone.
Yeah,
what did he? Oh, he did pick Burgundians. Okay,
they're both boomy though. Okay, because they're
just different styles. And like I said, I don't play this map, so
I really like Sicilians, so that's why I was maybe being biased towards it. But Burgundians are probably better here, but I don't know. I like Sicilians here. Something just feels good about them. But anyways, you want to introduce the players this time?
Yep, we got on the left side of the map, we have Hannes in the orange playing the Burgundians. And on the right side of the map, out in the boonies of Antarctica, we have Wildebeest. He is a beast.
And he's pushing
He's already pushing
with the
Ibex.
Mongols. And he's already on one. So even in the first 30 seconds, he immediately went to them and pushed one. He's getting his second, and that's pretty impressive.
He is full Mongoling his side of the map.
I'm liking his strat right away. I feel like he's going for a quick uptime maybe. And does he skip the dock? Probably won't skip the dock, but we'll see.
I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he's going for early feudal aggression. I would love to see it.
Super early scouts or something maybe.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played this map, but it looks like one where you definitely want to get some kind of map control early.
Right. We'll see how many he puts on wood to maybe have a guess at what he's going for.
Now Hannes' position, it's interesting the civs that they chose and the positions they randomed for this map, because the two positions in this map are actually distinctly different from each other. The left side, it has better access to water and is a little bit more of a kind of a turtle-y setup where you've got the safer fishing, but you don't really have access to the rest of the Antarctica land side. Whereas the Mongol player, Wilddbeast, has, he can stretch and expand, and he's got access to plenty of res, but he needs map control to do it. So what his game plan is to kill as many of these Ibex as quickly as possible, get that Mongol hunt, get up to feudal, and start putting on the heat so he can claim this large expanse that he has available to him.
Right, and 5 on wood, we're definitely going to see a dock. Yeah, I think the right is kind of better, but both things have strengths and weaknesses. It's not like one's just, oh, this is the side that will win. I would prefer
the left
right.
side has safer fishing if you can definitely turtle up and fish the back corner there.
And I think this is trickier to wall. Even though it feels like there's all these wood lines. This one kind of has like this edge to here and then this front.
The coast, yeah.
And then boom, like it's so close to the coast. It's similar, but
I like Wildebeest sides better. I can't lie. I'd probably prefer to play on the right side of this map, but
I saw how Magic walled his front and it looked a lot more secure than this. It's still sort of similar though. I mean, the walling isn't a massive advantage on the right. The booming later could be if it comes to that point. If you kill him early, it won't really matter.
I do think that Wildebeest absolutely has to put on some kind of aggression here. Burgundians have probably one of the strongest economic booms available in the game, so you can't just let them sit back and do their thing.
And is this a throw? Shouldn't he have double bit, or do you get it late because you need the boats out?
I think with the dock,
maybe it's late. It's not a throw.
Yeah,
okay, he knows what
I think with the dock, getting the dock first, it's hard to squeeze in the dock and the double bit.
That makes sense.
You want to get the dock down first. Yeah. Dock, then double bit.
Okay, I like it.
Because the dock is continuously producing economic workers, whereas the double bit is just kind of adding one worker almost by making your current lumberjacks a little better.
Right. Now he's definitely going to be up sooner. He's going right to gold. He's about to click.
Yep. Yeah, and you always have to dock. I mean, these maps that have free fish available, no matter what strat you're going for, it just always makes sense to get an early dock down. There's so much free food on the water, and the ability to produce economic workers while aging up and doing other stuff with your town center is amazing.
And I love how he's pushed so many deer.
How many is that? Have you kept count?
Well,
I think it was like a pack of 5.
There was a pack up here.
Yeah, it might have been. This might be his 6th deer.
Yeah, there was
his 6th.
He's got almost all of them. There's 2 left because you can't do a mill or you're not gonna have the boats. So this is really clean play by Wildebeest. And they're both up similar times, but he is up about 30 seconds sooner.
And that's hard, man. With that Mongol bonus, how quick they eat those deer. He's got to be going. He can't have any resets. He's got to get one in right after the other.
Yeah, and it looks like we'll definitely see archers from him, I think. Well, we'll see. He's pushing in deer number 7, maybe?
We got a gold mine from Hannes.
Is this an FC? Naked FC?
Well, I mean, with that much hunt, you know, might be doable real quick.
Because there's no barracks.
Yeah. It's
I mean, he's already
the only
almost...
thing he's got to worry about protecting is his wood lines there, but those are both in the back of his base.
Right, I mean, he's already got the 2 vills queued up. And he's already at 600 food. This is just a naked FC. Wow. He's got the
I'm
wood.
curious
This
to
is...
see if
He
either
practiced
of them.
this.
Do you think either of them will go for warships?
I think you can get a couple, and here, as we say that, they're both getting... We're seeing 1 queued up. Did he already make 1 before that? Nope. 1 for Wildebeest and 2 coming out for Hannes.
Okay.
I don't think you actually fight water. I think you just send some to kill the boats.
Right.
But we'll see.
It makes sense
Haven't
to make
seen
at
this
least
map.
1 fire ship to go scout around, see
Haven't
if you can find the enemy ships.
Right, and I haven't seen this enough to know the meta. Now he's a little short on gold, maybe a force drop.
Ooh.
Oh, he's also waiting on the building. Wait. Oh, he's gonna...
He sent him back a sheep.
You know what? He can't click.
Hannes sent back a sheep. He converted a sheep and sent it into Wildebeest Sound Center. What a nice
Wow.
guy. Did you see that?
No,
That
I did
sheep
not.
right there was out over by the trees, got converted by Hannes' scout as he ran by. And he
gave
right
it
clicked
to
it
him.
towards, gave it to him. What a nice guy.
Wow.
So polite.
Yeah. Some respect going on. Or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
I mean, it's,
a
we're all
gift.
tied up. We're in the tiebreaker game. That's some
Here,
manners
bro.
right there.
You need this sheep before you come kill me. No, we'll see. The market was a little late though. I don't know if he meant to have that down sooner.
I like those 3 penguins chilling by the market. Look at them. Actually, there's 4. The little penguins on the map.
Oh, so in the chat, okay, now it makes sense. You need a mill to make a market. And he did so well with all the pushing. He says, right now in this game, I'm extremely confused why I can't build a market. And then he rushes a mill, and now the market's up. So it was like, why isn't he building it? Even we were kind of like, why not? It's
You do need a mill for the
freaking
market.
mill.
Yeah.
That's such a common mistake that we
on
all
nomad
make.
maps, that gets me every time because you're taking so much food from the fish that you just you end up needing the market before you need a mill.
I do that crap on freaking like standard nomad. Sometimes I'm sure everyone does. You have like all this
any
food,
hybrid map,
lots of boars come in,
to...
and you can just click castle, and you're like, oh shit, I need a mill.
That's why I usually end up milling one of the deer packs, just because I know I'm gonna need that mill for the market. So I
right, because it is all that food you get out of it, and this map doesn't have berries, right? So it's not terrible to actually mill the deer, I guess. Since you're gonna need the mill.
Yeah, I usually pick some remote pack of 3 or 4 deer and just send 3 or 4 vills to strip it down.
And he is up to castle, and Hannes is about to click right now. So where's
well, I mean, these players are both respecting each other. They're booming up to castle. You know, I haven't seen a whole lot of early aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it's a booming map. I like the instant TC drop. He knows nothing's coming. He's up first. It's like, might as well pull ahead on Vills. And it looks like Hannes made a lot more fishing chips. It is 7-4. And the military is kind of, okay, he's coming forward with a lot. So I said it's not really a naval fighting map. I don't really know if that's correct or not. I could be completely wrong on that because it's totally turning into a naval battle right now. And War Galley, oh, he's going to wreck these.
Does anyone know if the Burgundian eco discount for Ecotex, does that also apply to gill nets? Does that count as an economic upgrade? I know it works for wheelbarrow and all
about that.
It should work for gill nets too, right?
He kind of has the numbers to fight this, so this isn't terrible. Wow. So Laposh says it does apply. Yeah, I don't think he even needed to run when he did. But he's regathered his navy, and we're going to see a wipe. So he's kind of in full water control now. We're seeing demos queued up.
Yeah. It's only 3 ships left though, along with that demo ship. So he might be able to stabilize here if he can get a couple more galleys out.
Yeah, I think at this point it's more about protecting his own. And now Wildebeest is booming on water behind this. I like that a lot. While booming on land. We see a second TC from Hannes. I just really liked Wildebeest's build, even with the mistake of forgetting the mill. It was clean.
Yeah, I see 3 town centers on the mini map for Wildebeest, only 2 so far for Hannes.
You know, this map has an insane amount of relics. Some good demos, okay. That was definitely needed. His fish will stay alive. And it's just turning into a full-on naval battle.
Yeah, it is always tricky to find the time to go and hunt for relics. It's a bit of a risk to invest in, right? Because your monk can get picked off if the enemies find it, but it can be a huge boon if you can scoop them up early.
Right.
The Burgundians get food from their relics as well.
That's right. It could be a lot of food actually on this map. I mean, it's pretty big, like the distance you have to walk to even get these freaking relics. There's a lot of them. And it's like another kind of even match between these two. Score, Vills are similar. The water is kind of a stalemate. And that's kind of how I guess you have to sail so far. The closer you get to their docks, the way more reinforcements they have than you.
Yeah, I think the only way to really press water is if you do some closer docks, like maybe building them down here by the Cape.
Right. You can
or even on the other side.
You can put a dock right where Wildebeest's boats are right now, and it actually walls
could you wall it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You can. It's kind of no one's done it. Maybe people.
I think
don't
you'd need
know.
a castle there to protect the dock. You know, otherwise they just burn it down.
Right. It would burn down,
idea.
but it can be walled.
If you slap a castle
oh,
on
he
the
said
Cape
you can wall the bottom too. Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll see a civ that can do some stone walls in the water. A few tiles away from the shore. Just wall it off.
Water walls. Oh boy.
Well, I like to see that these players have actually prepared. Here comes the demos.
Oh man, those are huge!
Dang,
huge hits.
That was massive.
Wildebeest bringing the demo game.
Now he gets a demo of his own, and will he get the other?
Yep, and there's one more coming
Will
in.
he get it? And he will. Wow, those are some
Man.
sick demos from each side.
Yeah.
It's like every time one lands a punch, the other one hits him right back. Like they just cannot take the other one out.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's gonna get done here with these 3 almost dead ships and 1 full health one.
Yeah.
If Hannes targets down the weak ones first,
I think he doesn't even have to micro here.
Yeah, this is just
Almost,
auto sweep.
Yep, and he didn't really. Now there's more coming in. And there's more demos queued up. Oh, and another good demo.
These numbers here are pretty delicate, though. It was sad to see Wildebeest lose those 3 ships. You know, perhaps if he can somehow keep those alive and repair them, he might be able to. I don't know, I mean, is that a thing? Does anyone? Do people send out bills to try to repair ships?
I think it's too far on this map to walk all the way up there. And everything's just blowing up so quick. But I think he's getting too heavy on his demos. I mean, the sea is... You have to relocate docks to fish at this point. Maybe you don't prioritize on it anymore.
They're both dumping a lot of resources into these naval battles, and neither one of them has asserted any kind of strong advantage.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Costeliers starting to raid for Hannes. But that could be really good.
I think Wildebeest's plan here is just to keep.
But he's about to get his own
busy.
castle.
I think Wildebeest is just trying to keep Hannes busy with these naval raids while he does his land thing, because he knows that the moment he lets up pressure, then he's sort of open to land aggression.
And Lepage says the Burgundians have to win mid game with their cavalier, because the Mongols just beat them later.
That Cavalier power spike is quite strong in Castle Age.
Gonna queue Costelier? That's the question. I think he will. But this naval battle is crazy.
I love how there's fishing ships just working nearby.
Right? Like, hello. Just imagine being on one of those.
A couple of them are going down.
Like, instantly. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't just maybe take one and prioritize killing off the fishing ships right there. He could
I almost think
just...
a sneak dock from Orange wouldn't be bad on this map, like putting it here.
That's what I was
'Cause they're
thinking
not gonna
too.
see it.
If you want to really
Just going around would take 10 million years, I feel like.
But that cape, I'm surprised neither player has really set up shop in that cape, because if you get a castle up on that cape, you know, that can give you some strong control of the water in that area, and then you can
Right.
build docks on either side of the cape if you have a castle in the middle.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm noticing a weakness of the left side. You can't do a sneak dock. Everything trickles along the shore. Right side you can, because they're not going to see it. And boom, you could be right into his fish. But this is also where the right, if this becomes more and more boomy, it's easier to expand if you're the right player.
Right. And that's why I was thinking Wildebeest's plan is just to keep things busy on the water as long as possible, because the longer this goes on, the more time Wildebeest has to expand out into this land expanse, because he's already dropped a fifth town center.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
at some point he's just going to forfeit the water. He's going to say, all right, I've had enough on the water. I give up. Here's the water. But hey, guess what? I've taken over Antarctica. What are you going to do about it?
Right, and it definitely feels like Hans is on a timer. Like, the more this goes, the more Wildebeest is happy with continuing to have a stalemate on water. Now, those are going to get by. He didn't see those. But he doesn't actually know where the fish are.
I know, ironically, he's going to find the dock, not the...
The scout could kind of spot... These fish can even get these on the ice. They can go right through the ice.
He's looking for the fishing. He doesn't find it. Hannes is patrolling around.
Yeah, he's not even going to find them, so it's kind of tricky to even find the damn fish.
He's going to be intercepted here by Wildebeest's ships. Okay, one gets picked off.
He's imp, I didn't even realize.
And another one's coming in.
So the Mongol is imp, or Wildebeest is imp, and Hannes is imp 2 now. He just clicked. He's going to be 3 minutes late about. And I think we're going to see a full Mangudai switch. Yep, here it comes. Ballistics, Bracer.
I think Wildebeest was just stalling, buying time for his boom. Now that he's got... What's the villager count? We've got 108 vills. 109 to 120.
It's always been even, kind of. Hans has a little bit more boom, but he is up a little bit later because of it at the same time.
Right, right.
This is why I kind of like Sicilians here. I don't know. Throw your little things up really fast. That wood bonus does kick in at this point in the game, and you just have ass loads of wood from the farms having more.
So far, it's all been naval tension while both players have been booming. But I think we're about to see in the next minute or two here the land battles emerge.
Right. The Trebs. He's getting a monk out to get relics, I think. Yeah, the monk's not made yet. What's this flag? Just part of the map.
You know, it's marking the South Pole. That's where.
Wow.
That's the pole at the pole.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
There's a pole.
Hilarious. Oh, this is yikes. No reaction. Is he getting attack bells somewhere else?
I mean, they've been fighting
These
for a
two just
while
kind of
now.
slipped
So,
by.
yeah, off they go. They're on their Arctic
That
mission.
that evens the Vills out right there. They're both just getting all their techs in. We're not going to see Elite Mangudai for a little bit. But I mean, it's still boomy. No one can really kill the other one in this moment.
Oh, looks like the Arctic explorers are heading home empty-handed.
Yep.
Oh, they went to go help build that castle.
You know, I really also like how they both said no Gurjaras. I think that should honestly be a rule for this tournament. I think everyone would like that more. It's not my call. That's your call, Meisel, but I don't think anyone would be upset if Gurjaras are banned, because then we can snipe other civs. See, Wildebeest even said yes. He thinks they should be banned. Just said it in chat. But that's your call, not mine. Because, other words, someone would have Gurjaras right now. And this game would probably be over. That is a great fight, because he did not react.
That's a lot of Custodier.
Those things have that initial charge damage.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
coming in for a massive raid here. Wonder how many villagers he's going to kill.
the moment. This is looking pretty good for Hannes. Eventually, though, he needs to get something like to make the long hike to the south. It's annoying, but you have to get some of your eco down to the south. And the doinks are coming in. These things truly doinkvilles so quick. I like the raids. But he is losing his military. The Mongols could he could definitely counter here, Wildebeest, and I think we'll see an immediate counterattack. Although the castles kind of line most of the way defensively. There's no ballistics. The Mongols could run right by, or the Mangudai. Water's kind of been forgotten about, I think. They're both like, screw water at this point. Actually,
Yeah, now that the
did he kill
land,
Wildebeest's boats? He did. I didn't even realize that.
they all ran into each other and kind of killed each other off. But as soon as the fighting started on land, I think you're right, they both shifted their focus.
Yeah. So it's an all-in land battle now. We have Elite Costelier versus Mangudai.
Well, who do you think got the better end of the boom?
I think right now it's, you could say Hannes did, but now we're seeing this right kind of, it's so easy to expand and keep trickling around. He really needs to get Vills, and he is now. So he can catch back up or keep it even, just getting down here. But it is a slight walk initially. Like, look at these villagers just booking it down here.
Hmm.
One
I
issue
kind
of
of
the
like
left side.
Wildebeest's position here because the hard part for Wildebeest was getting out onto that expanse. And I think he delayed using the water long enough to get enough territory. Because you don't need all of Antarctica. There's no reason to be greedy. All Wildebeest needs is enough to power his castles, so he can get a sick Mangudai forest going. And so long as he can afford that, that's all the eco he really needs.
They're going to hit 200 pop at the same time. This is crazy. These players have been neck and neck throughout this series. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So even. 199, 197, 200.
What's the Mangudai count? That's the important variable here.
48
We
to
got
47. I think once they're elite, I take the Mangudai, but until then, I mean, these Costelier are still really good.
They're pretty scary, but they can be picked off. They can be kited.
And Mongols can get into so much here with kind of the infinite res, you could say. Not infinite, but there's so much. Wow, they actually fight really well, even not elite. Costeliers are getting shredded. Maybe Paladin could have been better? I don't really know.
Wildebeest just spent 2,000 gold in 3 seconds.
Bought
And
a
he
lot
still
of
has
food.
1,000 in the bank, but
What is he? Oh, Wildebeest. Oh yeah, okay.
you know,
Elite
Wildebeest.
Mangudai.
He got elite Mangudai. What else did he get?
That's nasty.
I guess he just queued up a bunch more Mangudai as well.
Ballistics coming in for the castles. I think we're gonna see Trebs on a push. Now he's getting raids off during this. Okay, I did not realize a lot of his army was actually running around. So this is
Yeah,
super annoying. He's pulling ahead on bills, and he's similar on military, but I mean, it's like game Mongols.
well, the big thing here is, you know, the eco damage. It's important, but look at how many town centers Wildebeest has. He's got a lot of town centers. He can
He can
remake
lose
those vills.
bills, yeah.
Yeah, he can remake them, but the Mangudai count is what's
Right.
slowly climbing higher and higher and higher. So if you can get that Mangudai count to 60 plus, you know, it starts to get pretty scary.
And do you need skirms here? Like, you need something to help. Like, Costelier is not cutting it.
Looks like he is sending all the Mangudai home to clean up a raid back here.
I
Or
think the raid is
what,
clean.
why did he send all the units back home?
I don't know. Maybe
Huh.
he's content with his position and he's like fixing his eco, just pulling
Okay.
the boys back for a little bit. I mean, he's
Little
mining
training
everywhere.
exercise.
How many relics does he have? Okay, it's just one relic to none. Now the raids are coming
Just
down
the A
here.
coming in here.
I mean, you can just put infinite castles too. There's
You get a few more Vil picks.
stone, gold everywhere.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Honestly, it's not some, you know, the Vils can be replaced. It's the fact that he has territory and he's collected all the stone and gold on the map, so you can
And we're actually
mass up this huge Mangudai force that will be really difficult to stop. As soon as he starts adding Hussars in front of it for a little bit of a meat shield, you know, he can fight very efficiently versus a lot of compositions.
The Hussar will be annoying, but I think these Mangudai will just shred this.
Just on their own.
Well, I mean, they can shoot run. Is that a good bottleneck to
Got
hold?
a great position there with that stand ground patrol tucked in between those siege workshops. These Custelier are not finding the surface area that they want.
Wow.
He's trying to run a few of them around, but by the time he got to the
other side
to
was
the
dead.
back side of the Mangudai, the ones in the front were already dead.
Wow. What a heads up play.
Oh my goodness, so many Custelier just flooding to their deaths. I mean, the Mangudai count is
They do not stack well.
thinning out. He's getting to the point where he doesn't quite have the critical mass anymore. He's just going to have to retreat back to the castle.
This could take a while.
Yeah, I mean, the Custelier, even though the surface area there was very derpy, the one thing they do have going for them is they kind of only need to hit once to do a majority of their damage. So long as they get up and get their poke in, you know, they were still killing a good amount of the Mangudai. I think if it was, you know, knights or cavaliers or something trying to do that, that would not have worked out nearly as evenly.
Right. It's definitely like, I'm starting to think it's kind of a unique unit map though, with all this stone and these freaking castles and boom everywhere.
There's a lot of Custelier, though. They're just coming in hot. What do we got? The numbers have been amazingly even. You know, we started with 50 and 50. We're down to 25 and 25.
Oh, I love this castle.
Smaller numbers do favor the Custelier, though. The Mangudai really rely on having a large mass.
He's actually cleared him out. This is looking great for Hannes at the moment.
Yeah, if he keeps on the pressure, it's... The Mangudai really like to stall till they have a big mass. They fight much better in bigger numbers.
Vil count even.
Yeah, it really comes down to if the push fizzles out here and he has time to remass those Mangudai, or if Hannes can keep up the pressure.
Right, he needs to definitely prioritize getting a remass. And they killed the Trebs so quick. I think he needs more Trebs. He needs to get into this main eco. Although, I mean, all this stuff down here is that castle was great.
Amazing castle. And all the castles. I
Another
mean, how many
one.
castles does Hannes have? Hannes has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 castles on the map. So he can make Coustelier
11. Or one's going up, one's
11.
going up, one's going up.
Okay. Yep. Right now he's actively building out of up to 10 castles.
And he's just getting the mass back. He's chilling. I like that he's not forcing anything. It's a good play by Wilddbeast. And he's going to raid more.
It could be that those raids just did enough damage. You know, it looks like it's tough for Wildebeest to get his Mungadai count back up. He's still only got 27 now, but he really does need to get back up to 50, 60 to have a good fight.
He's still got a decent amount of gold, but it could run out if he kind of smothers him with these castles and keeps claiming the south for himself. I like how Hannes is playing this, but I also like that he's remassing his Mungadai, because that is nasty.
Well, that's the whole game plan here. Amazingly, both of them, if you've kept an eye on the tabs at the top left and the top right that show how many of each unique unit they have, the count has been plus minus 1 or 2.
And
they have been
even the villagers.
toe-to-toe.
The villagers have been like with 1 and 2.
It's just like completely neck and neck.
You couldn't script this better than this. The way it's been so even and close. This is one of the craziest show matches I've ever seen. Or tournament matches, actually. Not even a show match.
All right, we're going into another big fight.
And I really like Wildebeest's position right there. You can't.
Yeah, this is much better. The last time
is
he was
he
fighting
actually getting
between
dodges? Not really. I think you just pull back.
Yeah, this is rough here for the
I mean, the
Coustelier
castle.
trying to find a good angle. As soon as the castles go down, though, that's gonna be a lot better. But he's repairing. He's brought all his villas to repair.
Is he gonna save it? He is.
I think that's enough villagers.
Well, there's 3 trebs now. I think it's dead. Yep. One more hit. Boom.
All right. Hey, but he stalled as long as he needed to kill off the Coustelier. That was the most important part.
Right. And dude, even the food, 46, 42, 44, 45. Their numbers are so similar.
Okay, so this is the first point in the game where the Mungadai count has drastically diverged from the Coustelier count. He has 50 to 30. So we might start to see a snowball here if this Mungadai count is unchecked.
There's a big play coming into with this food eco. Heavy camel, he's getting the armor upgrades. So instead of Hussar, I mean, that's normally the play on like Arabia, but with this kind of res,
I guess he's got the gold
what he's
for it.
doing. He's going for maybe the game-winning play. This could be the series right here, Plant Man.
Yeah, Wildebeest is winding up for a big punch.
Yeah, this is going to be huge. Where's his stables at? I don't think there's hotkeys on Capture Age. Where are the stables? Does he only have 1? Okay, he only has 1. He can't just make a bunch of camel
he hasn't built them yet, but
it's the plan.
Yeah, I guess for now he's using his wood on Mungadai. He doesn't want to stop
He's also
spending.
getting light cav because, you know,
right.
even though there's a lot of gold, he is running out.
He's winding up for it. He needs a little more wood though because the Mungadai do cost wood, so he's spending all of his wood on the Mungadai, and as soon as he feels like he has a healthy enough Mungadai count, he's going to drop 10 stables probably and just start ranking.
I like the Hussar play more with the gold situation.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't think he had the gold, but he did get the heavy camel tech. I guess he was thinking he might make a few of them, but yeah, it looks like the most efficient, tried and true Mungadai Hussar is the way to go here.
And I'd like to know what food sells for at the moment. He's got a lot. He's got 6k food. Now it may just be.
Check the market prices?
I don't know if there is.
Let me see if I can.
There might be actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know how.
That's fine. It's too late for market trades. We're going into the battle.
Stone walls for the Trebs. Wow, nice play. Oh, but there's a hole.
Wow, they just run right in there. I guess they're going for the far Treb first.
But he's losing his numbers. As
This
I
is rough,
say
man.
that,
And all those Courtiers, they got trapped inside.
I like
They
that.
got trapped in jail.
These castles hurt a lot too. Kind of has to dive, but
Slaughter.
the Mangu.
That 50 manga dive, if he can keep up that count, he's already at 54. He's almost at 60. If he can have 60 manga die at all times, that's what it takes to be one-shotting these other unique units as they come in.
Right.
Hey, look at that, he's just shredding them. It's so hard for the Courtier because they have to commit. Every time they fight, they have to commit, but it's so easy for the Mangadai to slip
bottle
back
up.
into a tunnel.
I think here you don't have to fight that mass. I know he wants the castle. That's probably why.
He's just trapping away. Yeah, he's
that's
really trying
such
to
a
get these
nasty
castles down.
choke. You can't really hurt these Mangadai there. And he needs to now do what Wildebeest was doing. You need to remass. Remass.
Yeah,
Yep. I think he's realizing that. Yep. But you cannot trickle in. You need to remass.
I think he's let the Mangadai count get a little too big.
And gold, he's now selling stone. Wildebeest is. So gold is becoming an issue. He needs to push back some of the south. Because Hana's, if this continues, he will hold the gold in the south. Although, how much is left? Yeah, there's still a good amount. He's also got some by his main base that was never scouted.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good part of the south end of the map still available.
Now, he doesn't have the final vision. I don't know if it would see it. I think he's missing whatever the final.
Control?
Yeah. That seems like really good here to not have.
Okay, so we're seeing archery ranges, about 6 or 7 archery ranges being put down by Hannes.
Now I assume that's cav archers because I think Burgundians only get crossbow and they get hand cannoners. Oh, it's skirms. It's skirms. That makes a lot of sense. I actually wanted to see skirms earlier against the Mangadai.
I mean, it's really hard to deal with a fat pack of Mangadai like that with just melee units. You really need something to keep them in check.
Right, and he will have the hussars or the light cav for now.
I think maybe that's what Wildebeest was waiting for. Is he figured, I'm gonna wait to make hussar until I actually see Hannes put down the archery ranges, and then once I see skirms, then I'll start cranking hussar. But I want to have it ready. So he's had it ready. He's ready to throw hussars into the mix.
And the middle control is so important too. Yeah, the bottom's important because the res, but the middle of the map, I feel like in this matchup is everything.
And he's not even getting hussar. He's just going to use light cav. That's all he needs. He's got him armored. The hussar just adds a few hit points.
And we get the wood's a little bit of an issue.
Hussar's an expensive upgrade. I think it's what, 600 gold.
Yeah, and he has no gold right now at the moment. So he
is sitting on 5,000 food. I
think he'll start selling that next.
I'm assuming the price of food is down to the bare minimum.
We're seeing his pop drop because the lack of gold. He's spamming hussars to hell. He's got 49 queued. I don't know how many stables he has. 7.
Yeah, this hussar switch is going to be
I don't
massive.
see how you actually turn this around at the moment.
I mean, Hannes is going into skirms and Wildebeest is going into light cav. Who do you think is going to win that exchange?
I like the gold that he still has. He has 50 gold miners.
That's true.
Although a lot of them are actually walking at the moment. They're not gold miners at this moment. They're traveling, relocating.
Where is the gold though? Is it all down there?
It's all in the south.
Oh, okay, I mean that's not going to hold.
Some in the north and south of his base that's never been explored, but it's pretty much a fight for the south.
The biggest thing right now is the army. It's Wildebeest still has a scary pack of Mangadai. Now if he loses a few of these to the skirmishers, that could be pretty huge.
I think it's once again he needs to remass because this trickle, even though he's out of gold, he will continue to kill all of this. Where if it just massed for a second, the Costeliers would mass up, the skirms would mass up, and it could be easier to deal with. But right now, the light cav
these light
are
cav
tanking.
are just picking off.
Yeah,
they're just slaughtering left and right. You
They're,
know, they're even going after these villagers down here that are trying to chop lumber.
yeah, so everything's hitting the light cav and not the Mangudai because of this. But a remass, that would change all of that.
For a minute there, he did have a few skirms that were picking off Mangudai, and he did get a few kills. So it looked like he was maybe going to forcibly target the Mangudai and
Oh,
just tank the light cav.
he called the
Uh,
GG. I think that could have gone on for a while. He said, I'm bored. But I think if he knew Wildebeest was out of gold, you 100% play on. But that was a
well,
6 series either way.
Wildebeest had a pretty massive score lead, and unit comp wise, you know, he just
Yeah, I don't think
Hannes
he
didn't
knew.
have
He probably
a
thought he had
clean answer
relics.
for.
The way that was going, yeah, it was definitely stalled out, but I don't know, you have the gold control in the south. The Trebs could actually, okay, he was about to get some gold back. So,
I do
this,
agree that if Hannes pulled back and remasked, you know, you might have been able to do more because the trickle was fizzling out. You can't just trickle into Mangadai. You got to have the numbers.
yeah, there's no turning that around when it's just the light cav that he can spam infinitely are dying, and the Mangudai are just chilling. So maybe a remass, but I mean, even though he has the
Great game though,
south,
amazing game.
right?
The numbers. I was watching the Mangadai and the Kustelier count just going up and down throughout the game, and it was like both at 20, they're both at 50, they're both back to 30, they're both back to 40. You know, it's just up,
It
down,
was
and
crazy. Their gold bills were even, their food bills, their vil counts, their military. I mean, the castles were probably, well, no, I think Hannes had a little bit more castles, but the naval battle seemed to like never really sway one way or the other until it didn't really matter. What a crazy
I
map. And he's walling
I
the, I love that.
I
Walling it
think if
off.
we go back through the game, I think what happened was that Wildebeest banked up a lot of gold early. He was actually sitting on quite a lot of gold for a while, and so there was a point where when they were both fighting, you know, he was able to refill his Mangudai. There was one fight after which the Mangudai went up to 50 again, but the Kustelier stayed at around 20 to 25. And that was kind of the turning point in the game because from that point forward, the fights were just too efficient
Right.
for.
Now 50 minutes, that was his big push, kind of. The numbers finally got way down. But it was still, I don't know, it was so back and forth. It's like neither one had a big advantage. The end, though, it is a big military difference.
Well,
Maybe a
Hannes
remass.
committed a bit of energy to take down some of the castles on the right, and during those fights, you know, he was losing a lot of numbers to Mangudai very efficiently. Like there was a fight where, you know, we were watching a Treb or two working on a castle, and it was maybe about 30 to 40 the Kustelier kind of streaming into the pack there, the Mangudai.
Right. So that makes it so I can't actually see this. Let me make it bigger. Oh, so Laposh, who's in chat, will be playing Wildebeest. That should be a great matchup too. Um, Wildebeest, are you around? Do you want to do an interview? If you're still in chat. And guys, we got some highlight clips to come after this interview, so we'll close the stream with a little highlight video. It's like 5 minutes long. Okay, I'll drag you in here. If you want to hop in any voice channel in Clan Slaps at the bottom, I will drag you into the casting booth. But yeah, that was a crazy set. Did not expect that. I just saw 3 games shared on Druzhina Discord. I'm like, oh, there's another match to cast. Didn't know they were 1700-ish heavy hitters. Cheap told me that right before. I mean, you were there actually in Sheep Kingdom right now. Like, anyone know these guys? Wildebeest, we've seen you in.
Incredible games.
Really was. I don't even know which game was the best. They were all, man, they were all so good.
Yeah.
Game 1 was
The
insane.
Yeah, I like game 1 and game 3 were both very epic. The second game felt a little bit stolen because Wildebeest kind of just got that dock up uncontested and
Yeah, slightly better
really got
strat.
to, yeah, just had a little bit of a build order win, which, you know, it was hard to say how much that.
And I think he had a sick build on this one, minus forgetting the mill. Like that was super clean. Okay, I see him in the voice. I'm gonna drag him up. How's it going?
Hello.
That was a very well
Welcome.
played. Seemed like you had some clean build orders. How do you feel about how you performed in those games?
Oh, let me close the stream. I've got an echo.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, it was tough. Like, going into it, I didn't have a clue how good he was because he doesn't play 1v1s.
And he
Yeah, but
was. Go ahead.
yeah. So all I knew was Meisel said it would be a close series. Um, so I didn't do loads of practice, but obviously I looked at all the maps beforehand, and I think from the Civ draft I had a decent plan going into it. Like, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go to Tars on Ghost Lake or Goths. But I thought I should get 2 civs for it just in case.
Right.
Because to Tars, obviously, you have a sheep bonus, and there's loads of sheep. What can go wrong? Plus, I think in the late game they're good versus Britons, like on such an open map. Maybe mid game they're not so good.
Yeah, because it seems
Um,
like Goths were the counter until the Britons kind of countered back.
yeah,
Like, hey, we can do what you guys do. We'll
yeah.
just
I
do it
think
better.
on that map, I wouldn't say Goths are like a hard counter because obviously Britons with sheep are still really strong.
Right.
But I think it's an even matchup, but it lets you use like a really late in the draft civ versus their first civ,
Yeah.
and still have a decent matchup.
Now,
Um,
real quick, Hannes, you said thanks for streaming. He's in the chat too. Does someone want to get him into Clan Slaps? We can get you in here for the interview too if you want. I don't know if you're in Slaps. If you are, hop into the voice. We'll just talk to both of you. But
yeah, so for game one, well, obviously, like the castle getting denied was really bad. Like
right.
I knew he had loads of archers, and I knew I had no army. I should have just made it right next to my TC.
And
Like it
sometimes
should
you get
never be
away
that
with that and
hard.
it feels good, but he showed up right when he needed to and
Yeah,
kicked you off of it. That seemed like a big moment because your
yeah, it was
Huskarls were
just
later.
a greedy play, which was not really necessary.
Right.
I think in that situation, when you get a free fast castle, don't take any damage. He's invested quite a lot. Just play it safe and you're fine every time.
Yeah.
But then, what did I lose? 18 vills or something? Which kind of, like, it was quite an even game. I think he was ahead all the time from then on, but like it was still quite even.
hmm
So without losing those vills, I think it would have been probably a good win.
Yeah, because you still had score lead most of that game.
Mm. I
And
think
it
that's
was,
mostly just from killing the crossbows, but
yeah.
rather than
But
because
I
the
mean, if you
score's
didn't
always
lose those
tricky.
vills, it would, who knows?
Yeah,
Could have been a big difference maker. That was
because the score can
huge.
be tricky because it's like half the time what the score shows is the things you've already lost, which doesn't really affect the game anymore because they're not there.
It can be so
Uh,
deceiving too, like in Hannes's shoes the last game. He probably
mm,
maybe thought you had relics, the score's way high, but he didn't know he had all the gold control. You were taking some gold back at the end, so he didn't have
mm,
all of it. But I mean,
yeah,
long
I think
series.
I think it was going quite long. I thought like when he resigned, I honestly thought it was like 50-50 still, but then after watching the replay, like I didn't realize his pop had dropped so far
Right.
because he was only on 140 pop, so like I can kind of when you drop to 140 in that kind of situation, it feels bad.
Yeah. It's like he needed to remass, but you were on his archery ranges too, so the skirms,
Mm.
it was definitely stalling out.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I had just regained some control of gold. I think I would choose my position in that game over his, definitely, but it wasn't over.
Yeah.
But I think he was losing the motivation to keep playing.
It seemed like your position initially definitely is better. It's easy to like
Mm.
spiral along that coast and boom. But once he started cutting it off and had the south, it started kind of
Mm.
looking better for him. position
Yeah,
wise.
I think his first couple of raids with Coustilier were really good.
Hmm.
Um, I should have probably had some better castle placements. Walled maybe. Walling's great. You should always wall.
Especially with infinite stone on that map, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, it's all there. He had a crazy
Um,
amount of castles too.
yeah. That was quite a tough game. Like I lost so many Mangudai masses.
Hmm.
It's always like you lose one Mangudai mass and you think, oh no. And they take so long to drain. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I really liked when you put them between the two siege workshops. We were talking about that. And
Yeah.
he ran around to like hit the other side. By the time they ran around, the dudes on the first side were already dead. So it was just like,
Yeah, and
wow.
I quite like doing the stand ground patrol with ranged units,
Hmm.
but then which worked out quite well then. But I don't know if you noticed a minute later, half of them weren't fighting because they were still on stand ground and just out of range, like running backwards and forwards, which is quite funny.
Oh gosh,
But
I don't think I noticed.
that's the risk you take when you use that stance.
Yeah, so Hana
Um,
says I don't like 1v1, especially long ones. Our hate potential. I didn't see any hate. He even sent you a sheep. That was kind of cool that
yeah,
he found. It was later, but it was
yeah,
still
that
like
was nice.
a gentleman thing to do, you could say.
Game 3.
Yeah, you
Second.
noticed that. I didn't even. Plant Man caught that.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the second game, Wildebeest? Were you ever worried? It looked like you had a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah, I think there was a moment where I lost a lot of crossbows to a mangonel for no. Oh, I lost 2 mangonels and only killed one of his, and then I lost loads of crossbows just as I was about to hit him, and I was a little bit worried. But like I didn't feel like he had any army that could actually damage me. Really, he just had lots of skirmishes.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
I think I was. So I think docking is better unless you go like really fast man at arms or something.
That's what we were talking about during the cast. Is that
Mhm.
you were saying that if you don't dock, then
You need to
you
do
kind of have to be
something.
aggressive. Yeah,
Yes.
because otherwise you're just giving them an early lead that goes unpunished.
Right.
Yeah, especially Italians have cheaper fishing ships as well, so it's even better.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have
and
been
it's not a
interesting to
huge.
see him dock too and you dock and you guys just chilling. Would have been interesting.
So I think that gave me like a bit of a lead into Castle Age.
It did.
Like,
Actually, we checked at the 15-minute mark. You had about 400 res extra.
Food wise, yep.
mm,
It
yeah,
was like a little bit extra gold. It was like 300 food and
Oh, that's
100
right.
gold or
Yep.
something. But you just had more room to collect whatever you wanted with the extra
yeah.
res. You could redistribute your bills.
And with
And
that fast Castle Age, there was just like that one fight with I don't think it was even crossbows. It was archers with Bog King because crossbow is so expensive now.
yeah,
Just like I don't really like microing normally, but I was like, I've got to win this fight. So I was microing my heart out against like 5 skirmishers. I was quite lucky. Just I randomly sent my archers closer to his base to sit behind a woodline or something, and ran into his TC was building,
that was
which I
big.
think set him back probably like 5 vills or something because it delayed the town center so much.
And then he lost several when it finally got up. I think the last
Yeah,
Bill built it, maybe the last two.
yeah. So I think from that
That was
point I had a
payback
good
for
position.
what he did to your castle in game one, I
Yeah,
suppose. A little.
There were some pretty epic mangonel hits in the mid to late game in the ravine there. You guys were both fighting mangonel versus mangonel and
yeah.
archers and
It's
skirms, and
That
then
is a
at one point you
nasty.
both lost everything. Both of
I'm
you
going to
did.
blame the map because you know when it's on a hill, it's hard to judge the distance. So I thought I was keeping out of range of them, but with the hill, it was actually in range and
Right.
just lost everything.
Yeah, I made a comment of how good his skirm micro was, and then every shot after you're just like boom, 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 skirm's just dying left and right. Like that was a fun
Yeah,
game too. All those games were fun.
yeah, it's one of the best series I've played for a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing one so close. We've seen comebacks and like a big win here, big win for the other guy. All three of those games were just neck and neck. Like you guys are a great match. You guys could do a show match in the future, best of 5, and it'd be
I hate
insane.
to, if he's not playing 1v1s, I hate to see how good he's going to be if he actually practices a bit.
Right. That's a good point. And he said he already told Meisel About, you already told him about maybe a show match? Oh, 1v1s, never mind. Well,
I feel like with a few months' practice, he'd easily be well over 1800.
yeah, he said he'll face you again. I would love to see it.
But yeah, it's, I mean, it's a bit of an unconventional map playing like a huge size real world map in a tournament, but it is quite fun.
Right.
It's something a bit different.
Yeah, well, I think that about wraps it up. You're going to be playing my
Yeah.
buddy Laposh next. I think he's around a 17. What is your elo? 1700?
At the moment, just short of 1700.
I think he's right around that. Don't quote me. I forget what Laposh is, but I think you guys will be another pretty even match. And I
Yeah,
know
hopefully.
you're gunning for Sammy, right? I heard something about that. I don't know anything behind that. Is there a story behind that or anything you want to share?
Not really.
A little bit of
can,
beef, maybe. You don't have to say why. I just
Not personal beef.
okay, but you are gunning for him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, part of me, obviously, I don't want to pull against my buddy Laposh, but a part of me hopes that some kind of matchup maybe happens there. We'll see.
Yeah. Thanks for putting on a great show. Good luck on your next match.
Thank
Yeah.
you for casting it.
Thanks for playing, Plantman. Thank you for casting. Gonna wrap it up with some highlights, and then I will end the stream. So GG's, everybody. All right. So look how, yeah, look, I was just gonna say, he's got 19 on food, 17 farms. Dev is at 8 farms. I mean, the mixing in the pikes is really good here. And he's cleaning the army up quite well. You know, Dev's going for the castle, but I think he might abort. He'll see it. I don't see this. I don't see this going up. There's no way. Oh, it's so close. No, it's not going up. It's not going up. That castle's not going to go down. This is a really important trub war. The walls are closing in on cheap for sure. Building. Oh yeah, it's right there.
Yes. Oh
And
no.
look at the vision. He can't see it. He can't see it.
I wish she'd play like this in the first game.
It's like all it comes down to really if you can get the tower on that, but I don't think Dev's gonna allow it.
Yeah.
He's going to the gold. Dev's actually not on gold anymore. No one's killed any eco. It's
Pay
stable.
attention to those vills. He's sending vills forward.
Yeah, he just wants.
Watch for that. No, it's gonna be a castle.
He wants
You
to
see?
end the series right here.
It's a GG castle.
Magic right away going to a scout battle. 'Cause that's all the sheep.
Oh, very sad for Red.
Yeah.
The blue's just gonna be annoying with these knights. Red has to deal with them soon. Just need so much wood.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Well, that's some good scouting from blue. He definitely knows there's a castle there now. Look, he's sending the trebs forward. He learned from the rams. He just soak damage with the trebuchet.
Oh yeah.
Great spreads just for all them.
So now Magic Spot's dropping. 130.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
GG.
Just
Okay.
make an
We'll
attempt.
Get one more on this map.
Oh, there's only one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is actually massive. It's blue. Yep, blue sees it. Alright, he sees it.
Alright.
Look at his idle pieces behind this.
It's idling blue right now.
Yeah, you're
Scared.
right. He's losing a boar and he's idling and he's panicked.
It's panicked. It's very scary to lose your bacon. It doesn't matter though.
Wow, well
Yeah,
played.
being down a boar in this map's not very fun. Like if you're making really expensive units, you need more bills.
Yeah, Archers are cheap. Yeah,
It's probably because Magic's got a blue stable.
He's
He's
asked
anticipating a
for
night
call
switch
now.
from the Vikings.
There's no way you play on.
So this is not what you want to happen if you're Persians versus Gujaras. He's also going in red space at the
I
same
don't
time.
like fighting the spears.
Anything can kill.
And it's like you said, this is a very easy to wall base. This is hell. Fishing food. Imagine dropping a map to someone who didn't touch AoE in 2 years.
I can imagine that. Sure.
Yeah, he's out. I think the.
I just think once you get to this point and you don't have a big lead as Vikings, you don't really have the composition to fight Gujaras.
And all more bills dying. And look at this. They're so rigged, man. They're not even getting hurt under that TC. I'd almost like to see Eagles. But
I think
Oh,
that's
there
what's
is
going to
e- oh,
happen.
there is
I
Eagles.
think that's what's going to
Wow,
happen.
wow, wow.
That mean
I am
for
blind.
mine, he has 13 on gold. That's an Eagle play.
yeah. Crossbow's not
Go on
in.
that
This
hill.
is- Oh gosh, this is gonna be great.
It's,
Yeah.
no,
This is
they're
a
going to get
big
cleaned up.
cleanup. This is a big cleanup.
Clemens doesn't have time to make sure to where is this just over. Like this army goes in, there's nothing Clemens can do about this.
More, he is mega housed right now. He's building houses and still getting housed. He doesn't have
There we
wood.
go.
He doesn't have wood. He needs to buy wood. Okay, Mangonel is coming out. The
He needs to
Mangonel's
drop a
not going to
second.
get out. He has no wood. I think he could deny that castle quite easily. Does he see it? He does not see it. That is so easy to deny with this many Mangonels. Okay, he sees it. Although he's sending the full house. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. But at what cost? Get the Mangonels back. Get the Mangonels back. As,
This is
Bob
awesome
would
pressure
say.
from the plant man. This is Huang pressure.
He
That's
is-
what I say.
He is playing above his elo right now.
And look at how much resources he has backed up. He could go to MP side.
Oh, that's the MTC. That's the MTC. That is massive. Adel says Big Daddy Plant Man.
Don't think he's 1250. Not gonna lie.
Oh, nice shot. No, he is. I know this guy. I see him play all the time. Arabian stuff. He's what he just did to Bison was just amazing. He needs to see that. That's so easy to deny.
Oh my
Deny.
god,
Shoot
why is
it,
he
shoot
placing
it.
that
That
castle
castle's
there?
not going up. Hell no, not a million. Fire. He needs to hold alt. Oh gosh, that should have been denied.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh,
God.
and the onagers.
This
are
is a
gonna
game changer. Game changer.
Yes.
Game changer. Kill the onagers. Kill the onagers. Kill the onagers.
Oh man, every single one. I just know he had a chance. He might
He
still
definitely
win.
had a chance.
He had a great chance.
This is good pressure though, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Plantman behind this can go to him behind in with those units.
Okay, the dock's
Look
dead.
at the
The boats are dead.
look at the resources. He has cav archers and knights. He can fight this army. I don't know why he's not. Why he's not. It's a bad place. Oh, Bison quick walling. Bison
the
quick walling.
archers, the cav archers cannot just tank. And he lost almost all of them. Yikes.
Bison
And he
quick
walled
walled
him
everything.
in. Wow.
Try hard.
Wow,
Try hard.
that was pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Oh, he walled them again.
Oh
Oh,
no.
he's walling again.
Oh no.
Oh, he's walling again.
Oh, the
Oh,
trap
shit.
is set. Damn.
What
He's gonna
just
lose
happened?
everything. I think that's
crazy.
That's not good for Plant Man's hopes. What a play. That was clean.
That was very clean, yeah.